As we continue to celebrate Black History Month and artists who are changing history, we headed to the South Suburbs. I recently met a young gallery director who is using art to help build community in Chicago Heights.
It's interesting to see how things change in the neighborhood, but also it's a source of pride to be here in Chicago Heights.
Union Street Gallery is a source of pride and surprise. Gallery director Julian Graham says he gets it.
When I think of art, I don't think of Chicago Heights. Is this a surprise to a lot of folks that a space like this exists here?
All the time. We get a lot of new visitors who walk in and they're just like, wow, I live around the corner, I live up the street, and I didn't even know this was here.
Julian, who's only 27 years old, showed us around on a recent visit.
We have 2 floors of gallery space. We have tons of studio spaces here. We have a classroom. We're pretty versatile. That encompasses the whole package.
Yes, it does. There's all kinds of creativity happening here. Upstairs, we found pastel artist Jean Lewis, who's only been in her studio for a year, but she absolutely loves working here.
The creative juices are flowing no matter where you go in this building, and up here especially. There's a variety of creatives, jewelry, and if you've been down the hall, you see people working in textiles. Everybody is focused on their craft. It's just a good group of people.
And did we mention that Julian is also an accomplished photographer?
This is behind Adler Planetarium. Just saw a couple fellows out there hanging out. Sometimes I might have a direction that I want to go in, but I kind of never know what I'm going to get. So I kind of just lean into not knowing.
One thing Julian knows for sure, he wants to help revitalize Chicago Heights.
It seems like a lot of businesses over the years have kind of fallen to the wayside. Maybe part of it is just the lack of attention the area is getting.
But this photog is focusing on the positive through his lens.
When I think about hubs in Chicago Heights, I think of Prairie State College. I think of the library. There's a lot of cool stuff out here, a lot of history.
I'm actually part of that Chicago Heights history. I was born right across the way at the now torn down St. James Hospital. I went to church up the street at St. Bethel, and my grandparents lived around the block from the gallery.
So to see this space that I had no idea was here, this is incredible. And wow, small stomping ground. Hopefully your art will imitate life in the Heights, as we call it.
Yeah, in the Heights.
Yeah, so that's when you know you're from here. So you're from the Heights.
I would like to be recognized more in the state and maybe the country at some point, right? I feel like the sky's the limit.
Well, joining us now in living color is Julian Graham, the gallery director at the Union Street Gallery. Thanks so much for being with us.
Thanks for having me.
I know that you're also a photographer. We were admiring your work, but are you used to seeing yourself being admired and being on television like that? It's great.
Not at all.
I know you had that look on your face like, what is going on? But you did a fantastic job, and thanks for allowing us into your space. So fantastic what you're doing, talking about revitalizing that community in Chicago Heights. How do you think that your gallery can help the life in community in Chicago Heights imitate your art and bring more vibrancy to that community?
Well, I think just being open to each other is how we would do that. I'd like to think that we give back to the community, and hopefully the community will give back to us.
And how does your gallery sustain itself financially? I mean, I know you have so many artists in residence there. We met several of them that day, and it's such a wonderful creative space besides patrons coming in. How else do you sustain yourself?
It's grants, it's donations, also people just coming in, that counts too, getting visitors in for receptions, just day-to-day, things like that.
And tell us more about your background. At 27 years old to be a gallery director, that's pretty fast track. How did it come about?
So when I graduated from college with my BFA, my Bachelor's in Fine Arts, I was determined to become an arts professional out of the gate. And I was fortunate enough to start there as their coordinator, and then kind of being grandfathered into the director position.
How often, or do you even think about that you're making Black history? Being a creative, being an artist, and housing all of these great wonderful, talented people?
Pretty frequently. I mean, especially this month, right? I would say that I have to kind of like move and lead excellently as a director. Just knowing who I am and my background and who I represent and who I stand for.
Well, you're doing it wonderfully. Where do you see Chicago Heights in the next 5 years, maybe 10 years?
Hopefully with enough effort, just maybe a little bit more notoriety. Just that there's great things happening out there where you least expect it.
And I would think that you would hope that community that surrounds your gallery will look a little bit different. It certainly did from when I was a kid going around there. And maybe some of those abandoned buildings and closed storefronts will be reopened and adding to the ambiance there by the Union Street Gallery. Julian, thanks so much for being with us.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Absolutely. You can find the Union Street Gallery located at 1527 Otto Boulevard in Chicago Heights. The gallery hosts regular events and classes. For more information, just log on to unionstreetgallery.org, and to see more of Julian's photography, check out julesalexander.co.